Hello friends, welcome back, and if you are new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Now friends, we all know Rakhi is just round the corner, so I'll be showing you how you can make some beautiful teddy bear Rakhis for your little brothers. So without further delay, we are going to jump right into the video. My yarn is not a thick one, so I'm using the regular hook size, that is 2.5 mm. After that I am going to chain 4. Now if you guys are comfortable with the magic ring, you can use that as well. After that I'm going to chain 3, which will be counted as 1 double crochet. After that what we need to do is I am going to make 12 number of double crochet in the little ring that has been created. So 12 double crochets plus the very first chain of 3 is going to make 13 double crochets. So let us count and make 12 double crochets plus the first chain of 3, that is 13 double crochets. After that I am going to show you what we need to do next. So here it is done. Now what we need to do is we are going to slip stitch into the third chain of the very first chain of 3. Carefully we are going to slip stitch. So our first round is complete. That means we made 13 double crochets. After that I am going to chain 3, and into the very same chain space I am going to work 1 double crochet. That means we are working 2 number of double crochets in one chain space. So we had 13 double crochets. So in this second round we will have a total of 26 double crochets once we complete. So we are going to work 2 number of double crochets in each of the chains all around. Now this teddy bear Rakhi is going to turn out really cute, and you can use this process for making bag charms. You can make teddies to be attached to the caps, to mufflers, etc. So here I am still working my second round, that is working 2 double crochets in each of the chain spaces. It's complete. Now I am going to slip stitch into the third chain or the topmost chain of the very first chain of 3. So our second round is complete. Now moving on to the third round, I chained 3, which will be counted as 1 double crochet. After that I am going to work a double crochet in the same chain space. The next step will be in the next chain space I work 1 double crochet, and then in the new chain space I am going to work 2 number of double crochet in the same chain space. That is, in this particular row we are going to work alternately 2 double crochets in one chain space followed by 1 double crochet in the next chain space, again followed by 2 double crochets in the same chain space. So here I am working 1 double crochet in the chain space, moving on to the new chain space where I am working 2 number of double crochet. So this is the sequence that is to be repeated all around. This is our third round. Now this particular teddy bear Rakhi, we are going to make a Rakhi. As we all know, Rakhi is round the corner. If you wish to use this in your other projects, that can also be done. It is going to turn out equally good. So here I have reached the end of the third round and I worked 2 double crochets in one chain space. After that I have one chain space left where I am going to work only one double crochet. So it's done. Now finally I am going to slip stitch into the topmost chain of the very first chain of 3. So our third row is done. After that I chain 1 and then we need to snip off the yarn. If you wish to work the ears of the teddy with the same colored yarn, you can do, but I wish to introduce a new yarn. So here with a slip knot I have attached a new yarn. After that I am going to work 7 number of double crochets in the same chain space as the second. This we are doing the ear of the teddy bear, that's the third. So we are going to work 7 number of double crochets in the same chain space. It's better we count. Once our 7 double crochets are done, I will show you what is to be done next. So this is our 7 double crochet. After that I am going to skip 2 chain spaces and I am going to slip stitch into the third chain space so that our ear looks good, or the teddy bear's ear looks neat. After that I am going to slip stitch into each of the chain spaces with my blue yarn, that's the third one. This is the fourth chain. Now this is the fifth chain space. This is the sixth chain space. Now what we need to do is we will be working the ears. After that I skip 2 chain space. Now I'll be working 7 number of double crochets in the same space. You can adjust the distance between the ears if you wish to, but I think this is the perfect distance. So here I am working 7 number of double crochets in the same chain space. So the other ear of the bear is almost ready. Now I'm going to skip 2 chain spaces and slip stitch into the third chain space. So the ears of the teddy bear is complete. After that I am going to continue doing slip stitch. Now I am going to continue working in the same manner till I reach the other end. Very simple, very easy, and I promise you it's going to turn out really cute. So I have reached the other end and here I'm carefully working. Once it is done, I chain 1. So this is one side of the teddy bear. The other side I have worked already. The other one is going to be the back side. Now the 2 sides of the teddy bear, the wrong sides facing each other, or the correct sides facing outwards, we are going to sew it. Before that we are going to make the mouth or the nozzle for the teddy bear, for which I have chained 3. After that, into the last chain I worked a chain of 3 followed by 1 double crochet. Now I move on to the next chain and work another double crochet, and now moving on to the third chain space and I am working 1 double crochet. Now again I am going to work 2 more double crochet in the last chain space. That's the second one and that's the third one. Once that is done, I am going to continue working on the other side. Yes, I am working on the second chain, and then I will work into the third chain space. I am working double crochets. This is the third chain space, and here I am going to work one more double crochet, because in the beginning we have just worked two, so this is the third one. Once that is done, I am going to slip stitch into the third chain, or the topmost chain of the very first chain of 3. Yes, now I chain 1 and I am going to snip off the yarn. So this part for the teddy is also complete. We are going to leave a small tail so that we can sew it into the face of the teddy. So that is where we are going to fix it. And now, using our tapestry needle, we are going to sew the nozzle carefully into the face of the teddy bear. We are going to sew it carefully. We are not going to pull it too tight or leave it too loose. We have to keep the tension correct, because this will be in the front, and if it is not fixed properly, it will not look good. So let us do the work carefully. So here we are almost done on one side. Now I have put the yarn at the wrong side and I have tucked it so that it doesn't open. Now we are going to sew, but before that, let us take brown or black yarn and let us make the markings of the nose and the mouth on that white patch, so that our teddy looks proper. This also needs to be done carefully. All the small minute works needs to be done with patience. So here let us do it. Very simple. We are just going to make a straight line. See how we are doing it. That's the nose. To make it more prominent, I am doing it twice. After that, I am going to do a horizontal line, and that is going to depict the mouth of our teddy. So that too, I am doing it twice. Yes. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to use the remaining yarn to make eyes for the teddy, for which I am just doing a French knot, and just thrice I am going to wind the yarn around the needle and pull it lightly, and you will see a small knot is formed. That is the French knot, which is going to act as the eye for our teddy. Now if you want to use the Google eyes that are available in the market, you may use that too. That is also going to look good. Or if you get the small size eyes that is used in the soft toys. You can use that as well. Since I didn't have that with me, so I thought why not use French knots to make the eyes for the teddy. So here it's done. Now I am taking the yarn towards the back. I will fix it properly, and then see, the fixing has to be done properly, otherwise it is going to open. So our eyes, nose and mouth of the teddy is complete. Finally we are going to stitch the two sides together. For this we are going to use the tapestry needle, and simple, we are just going to sew it. We will pass the tapestry needle through both the chains of the front and the back side and sew it gently. Now if you don't want to snip off the extra yarns that are attached to the teddy's face, you can just push it inwards, because we will be stuffing that area, so that will not make any difference if the yarns are attached to it. We are just going to push it inwards. Now keeping the right side of the teddies facing outwards, we are sewing both the sides of the teddy. So we are going to sew it, leaving some portion open so that we can stuff our Rakhis fiber into it. And here I have taken a small portion and I am going to stuff it into the teddy's face or into the teddy. And when you think that the stuffing is enough, we can just continue sewing. Yes. So I think this much of stuffing will be enough. Now I'm going to sew the rest. See, already our teddy is looking so cute. Now let us sew the remaining ends or the remaining portion of the teddy. While sewing, we are taking the stitches from both the sides, the chains, and then gently we are sewing it. Now I'll show you what we need to do when we reach the end. Here I'm almost at the end. See, so cute it is looking. Now finally the last portion is being stitched. That too needs to be done carefully. So that's done. Now I have taken my needle at the back side and I am just going to secure it properly before I snip it off. But I am not going to snip off this yarn because I will be needing it again. So I am going to leave it at the back side. Now let us make a small thread sort of thing with which the Rakhi can be secured on the hand of your little brother. So here I'll be making a chain of about 70 to 75. I have already started and I'll be making 75 chains. So it's done finally. And here I snip off the yarn. Now I am going to attach this chain thread, you can say, or the band. Now this band I am going to fix it on the back side of the teddy bear with the yarn which I left there while stitching. Now gently, carefully, I am going to secure the band on the back side of the teddy so that the Rakhi, the teddy bear Rakhi, can be tied on your little brother's hands. Carefully it needs to be done. Now if you wish to use the teddy bear only for some other project other than making it into a Rakhi, you don't have to sew the bands. You can stitch it to the caps, you can stitch it to the sweaters of little children. It will act as the brooch. That is also going to look nice. You can turn it into a bag charm or keychain, for which we must attach a handle. Once the stitching is done, we are going to secure it properly finally so that it doesn't open, because children will be wearing it. And finally the loose end, the last portion, I am going to tuck it inwards so that it is not visible, as well as we don't need to chop it off. So it's done. Now the small portion that is protruding, you can trim it. So here it is. This is how our teddy bear Rakhi looks. Isn't it cute? And I'm sure your little brother is going to love it. So friends, to give a thumbs up if you have liked it, to share it with your friends and family members, and if you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more of interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye bye from all of us here at Plants, Crochet, Cooking and More.